Hi, welcome to Far Cry Co-op. This is the first one, ready or not. I forgot to record for the first stage, I'm sorry, but I'm playing with my friend Christian. I'll mute the volume because otherwise you'll hear us gibbering like chipmunks. It starts off with a pretty basic run-in, and then you have to repair this boat. You've got to fight your way through to it through a little village. It's not too tough. And when you've repaired the boat, you've then got to protect it. So there's Christian repairing the boat, and I'm having a look at some wrenches on the wall because, why not? And then the guys start coming in. Headshots! So you get awards for headshots. You can tag people, much like you can in Far Cry 2, but you don't do it with the camera. You just do it when they're in your sights and you push a button. And both of you can see them when they're tagged. It took us a little while to work out how to tag properly because we missed the initial prompts. And then I worked it out, but I was on a gamepad and Christian is using the keyboard. So, on a different computer, obviously. So, he was trying to push all the buttons and try and work out what it was, and it wasn't until the next mission that he managed to crack it. But this level is pretty straightforward. Now, if you want, for the next video, I can just upload it as is, and you can hear us gibbering like fools. And I can just play it at one speed, but let me know. I figure probably there's a lot of swearing and there's a lot of retries, and because I'll cut the retries out, it might not make sense. But regardless, let me know. I can even get Christian to do his excellent Arnold Schwarzenegger voice, as he told me while we were playing. He is from Austria, and I knew that, but he's from the same village as Arnie, so that's fun. I'll be back. I thought I'd try and swim out to this boat to try and get in it, but it seems whenever you take people out of a vehicle, they basically get primed to explode. Either that or my shooting is so utterly appalling that I was just shooting everything. Anyway, there's a dude up there. Didn't get much of a shot on him, and then there's a guy behind me being a bit of a butthole. But it took him down, and I've got to say, I really enjoyed the co-op. We played through 2 missions and a bit of the third, but then time constraints prevented us playing, so we'll definitely go back and look at those later because we had a real blast. This is playing on hard. It goes, easy, normal, hard, and then insane. We tried insane for the second one and just got our butts handed to us. So they're not too hard to kill, but they kill you very quickly. So if you miss one guy and he breaks through your ranks or gets behind you, it's kind of a pain. But we're getting better and better at cooperation. Although things took a few goes. Always shoot the barrel. The dude there. Hello, dude. But the premise is, there are 4 guys who I guess don't really know each other. A Scottish guy, a Russian dude, a bent cop or a retired cop or something, and an ex-soldier who's a woman, and I'm playing her. Christian is I think he's the dude with the hat. He gets a pretty awesome outfit later with a cowboy hat. And it's really nice. There's leveling. They've added the multiplayer mechanics to co-op, so you level up both your character and your weapons. And as you level up weapons, you unlock different things for them. And then at the end of every level, I'll show you that towards the end, you get these items which you have to decode. And there's actually a neat mobile app you can do. I've just been sitting watching TV and decoding my CDs and unlocking rewards, which is it's intriguing. I like it. It's a little reward at the end and a sort of surprise, and you can gift stuff to people. And anyway, I'll go through that. So we progressed through the level. We saved the boat and off it went. And then I went for a swim here while Christian broke to the left, and then for a change, because in the previous mission I'd gone down a lot, he went down. And as you'll see, it's usually me who's dying, not him. But we carried on through the level and just up here encountered a bit more resistance. There we go. And it's funny. I think with a mouse, definitely with a mouse, it's much easier to aim. So that's tagging them. You get them in your sights, and if you're on the gamepad, you push select, and then you can see them through walls just as you can as before, except they're not red. They are sort of in a white outline. And I think they only stay tagged for a certain amount of time. And you can only tag 3 at once. Put a grenade there. I don't know why, since the guy was on the left, but you live and hope that it'll do some good. Ammo is somewhat restricted, but there's ammo dumps everywhere. There's also explosion dumps, and as you level up, you get access to bigger pouches. So at the moment, I've only got the small grenade pouch. This is our first playthrough, so I think I'm not even level 1, or maybe just made level 2. But it's broken up into checkpoints. So I think there's 5 or 6 checkpoints on each level, and I think there are 6 levels. I'm not sure. I need to go back and check. But it's yeah, I love co-op. I much prefer co-op to multiplayer or to deathmatch, or what's the word I'm looking for? Not cooperative, I guess, because I'm just rubbish and I tend to get owned very, very quickly. And in each stage, there's a little co-op mission. This one's quite fun. You've got to race on quad bikes, and whoever scores the highest score gets 600 experience. And in this one, you get experience for a bunch of different things. You get it for running through these little green orbs. You get 100 experience. The idea is you've got to pick up 5 bombs, which are marked there on the HUD. And then, like that, they'll just appear on the front of your quad bike, and then drop them off at the yellow marker. And in this one, you've got to plant 5 bombs. So I think I got 3 of them and Christian got 2, but I actually spent most of the time running around picking up those green dots. So I artificially boosted my score. And I'm not sure there's a time limit, so we probably could have just gone around forever chasing green dots, but I don't think Christian had noticed that you could pick up the green things, which was quite funny. So I kind of beat him a little bit unfairly, and he beat me to that bomb, so he tried to drop it off, but I think I beat him to it. Oh no, he's put 1 down as well, and he's put 2 down at this point. And you get 500 experience for putting down the bomb, not sure if I mentioned that. So I think it's actually, if you just want to get the highest score, it's probably quicker just to go for the green blobs, because they respawn pretty quickly as well. But there's 600 experience for me. Yay, good game. I unlocked good game, but those I think are only used in the multiplayer rather than co-op. Anyway, you blow these walls up and that lets you progress to the next area. I switched my loadout to take a sniper rifle for this after a couple of failed attempts at it. So you get 4 standard loadouts, and then once you start to open up other weapons you can customize your own. But I figured I'd hang back and just tag people from up here while Christian went forward and sort of took everyone out. I go for a few headshots, but he's intent on blowing up as many barrels as he possibly can. You also get awards for long-range kills, which I imagine power up or level up your weapon even quicker. I don't know how I managed to miss that guy so many times in a row, but I did. You'll also get a tagging assist. You'll have seen it flash up there if you tag someone and your friend kills them. There are kill assists too, and obviously headshot awards, and they'll give you more experience. There's healing, but you've got to find healing pouches. And as I think I've mentioned, you're limited by the items that you can carry. There's also skills like running faster and reloading faster, and then there's mods for each individual weapon on top of the customizations. So the mods are like a permanent attachment, and you can fit customizations on top. You unlock the mods by decoding the information that you find at the end of the round. And I think, as I mentioned, there's a mobile app, which is really neat. It's basically, it allows you to decode stuff while you're out, and about, because it takes 10 or 15 minutes to decode stuff. And when you gift something to a friend or get experience, you get a speed boost which you can gift to them, which basically doubles the time or halves the time it takes to decode anything. I'm using the Magnum here, which I'm not a big fan of, but I kind of figured I was close enough that the sniper rifle didn't really make sense. And I should have really gone for kills there rather than just tagging them, but those, I hate those runners. Hate them. And I think a dog comes in a bit. And later on, in later levels, there's a lot more dogs. Anyway, we're progressing across this bridge pretty happily. Just making our way through. Last shot. And I think we get to the other side, and then we've got to plant some explosives on it to protect our back. Christian gets out the RPG and puts it in the window. I don't think there was anyone in there, but it was a great shot. Headshot. And there's one guy there, and here comes the dog. The dogs will get on you fast. They seem a lot more vicious than in single player, so if someone gets mauled by a dog, really you need your friend to shoot it off you, because the quick time prompts are properly harsh, and I kept getting them wrong. It's trigger based for a gamepad. But I'm old and my reflexes are slow, so it took me a while. We shadowed around to the right here and I saw some guys, and then I thought, well, let's try and pincer them. So I ran back round to the left, especially because they seemed to have run away. So I ran back around to the left this way to see where they were, and I managed to get a headshot with a pistol, which made me kind of happy because I'm really generally not very good at them. Regardless, there's a guy mucking around there, so I tagged him, I think. Did I tag him or no? I tagged him and then took him down. But this supports up to 4 players, so I think maybe on the next one I might open the match up and see who joins, but it's always a bit risky playing open, just because you either meet people who aren't very good or who are much better than you and get frustrated by the experience, so it can be kind of tough. But now what we've got to do is pick up some bombs and plant them at that location. So Christian is off picking up the bombs, and I was like, move dude, move, why are you being so slow? And you'll see he comes lumbering past in a minute, and it's actually when you're carrying the bomb, you are moving pretty slowly. You can't run and you're weighed down. And then he disappears off to get the next one. And this one's actually very, very easy. You also have battle cries. You may have seen me just use a battle cry there. And at the beginning, the only battle cry you have just increases your friend's regeneration and gives them a small health boost. So it's if you're close enough to your friend, you can click both sticks and it will activate the battle cry, and I'm curious to see which other ones will open up, but they come quite late level. I think by the time we'd finished playing here I was level 15, so maybe I opened up a new one, but I can't quite remember. I wanted to have a look at the loadouts on my phone app, but unfortunately whenever I click loadouts it keeps crashing, which is a bit of a pain. Still, this guy, headshot, kabloom! And just a few guys left at this stage. There's a heavy there who's not going to present too much threat. He's far enough away that his accuracy is kind of off, and a couple of headshots will take him down. I've also got, because I got the Insane Edition, I built a loadout later with a bow in it, and you can have fire arrows. And fire arrows are especially good for heavies. They just set them on fire pretty quickly, and even though it takes them a while to die, they'll just kind of stand there and burn to death. So in the next level you will see some use of that. You can't switch your loadouts between checkpoints, but you can between chapters. And there we go, Christian is up and dropping the last bomb. And then it's a question of turning around and grabbing the detonator, and then you set that off there, and then you've got a few seconds to get off the bridge, and then it explodes in some style. And I thought that was also quite stylish. I shot that dude from the hip with my sniper rifle. Anyway, there goes the bridge. Boom, boom, boom. And success, the best defense. So we need to push on through here to meet up with the boat that we repaired at the beginning. So the Jeep, the guy that we're chasing, the Jeep has broken down, or he's run it into a thing and burnt it out, and I did an amazing headshot miss there, but fortunately Christian's covering me and I managed to get that guy on the follow-up. Then after picking this guy off, I head up around to the right, I think, for a pretty poor vantage point, where I'm basically wide in the open and keep getting shot at, and there's a guy up there on the left as well, but I think Christian's dealt with him too. It's actually really nice to have someone covering your back who's competent, because I'm really not competent. Yeah, having someone that I know is going to be able to basically pick up all my misses is really valuable. But yeah, here I break around to the right, and I'm thinking I'll get up nice and high and pick these guys off from a distance. But I'm basically standing exposed. I should have really made a bit more of an effort to take cover, but yeah. You'll see I just start getting shot and eventually dive back into the action. And from here I'm not even really doing a very good job at hitting them either, because they're just behind stuff. So I'm not being much help. Yeah, there's a guy there, you can see they're just dropping under Christian's heavy fire. So I ran around to the right to see if I could flank them a little bit. And there's a mounted gun here that I thought I would jump on, just to provide some covering fire. And there's always something quite satisfying about getting a headshot with a mounted gun. There we go, tagging assist. And there's a guy up there, and you can tag on the mounted gun as well, which is good news. So when you have people in your sights, you just hit that button. So even if you're having a bit of a hard time killing them, you can still at least make your opponent or your friend aware of where they are. This dog's quite funny, he glitches a bit. I think he makes it all the way up to Christian, mauls him a little bit, but he did okay. And then it just sort of glitches out and stands there and refuses to die. And you'll see in the next level, I think, unless it's one of the times we failed, there's a dude who does the same. He dies, but he just stands there holding no weapon with his arms in like the shooting position. It's kind of peculiar. And I really wanted to get up to that sniper nest after this, but unfortunately, as you'll see, there's no obvious way up. Moving around here, there's a couple of guys just protecting that. But then I came under here and had a look around, but there's no steps up, so unfortunately I couldn't take the sniper nest. There's a guy there, he's not going to last very long. And I'm pretty sure we're going to see some barrels exploding in a moment, because as soon as Christian sees those things, he explodes them. And there's a sniper, but he goes down now. Yeah, there we go, headshot. There's a guy there. He's not going to cause too much threat. And then we carry on just pushing through the level. And then we get down to a point where we have to defend the generator. You'll see in a second. There's a heavy to come yet, and maybe a couple more guys, and the heavy gives us a little bit of grief. I think Christian basically takes off most of his health, and then I run around, put a couple of magnum shots in him, and then he burns to death. So the magnum, well, you'll see I miss with it pretty much entirely. But we're pretty much clear now. There's just this one heavy left down here. There's a boat disappearing off into the distance, but there's the heavy. And he's going flamethrower crazy, so I think, well, I can't see him entirely, obviously, so I'll sneak around here, get the magnum out, and he's nearly dead, right? Boom, 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 boom. But no, nothing. And he manages to set fire to me, and it all goes a bit wrong. And we fortunately reached the checkpoint, but then it went a bit wrong. I think we died a couple of times, so I've cut that out, and I'll bring us back to the time that we succeed. So the basic idea is there's a fuel depot that you've got to protect, and you're being stormed by enemies. Obviously they come in from all directions. There's also, you may see Christian get on a mounted gun. Various boats come in at some point, so you'll see the red dot on the minimap out in the sea and the boat coming in now. Christian's there on a mounted gun dealing with them. You can see him there. So I'm trying to cover his back with varying degrees of success. It kind of works out okay some of the time. There's a bit where, like here, where he's basically, when there isn't a boat, he's turning around and helping me. But double kill, kind of proud of that. There we go, man down. Oh, not man down, there we go, man down now. But this gun here, this is the default gun on this loadout, and I'd switched from the sniper rifle because it wasn't really that useful here. And it just eats through ammo. You've got to be really careful with your bullet consumption. It's properly easy to empty a clip. Magazine, sorry, someone corrected me on using the term clip. Properly easy to use magazine in no time flat and run out of ammo. Fortunately there is an ammo dump pretty close by, but here is the heavy. I think he's the last guy. I toss a grenade in here, and there's a boat coming around as well, it looks like. So I guess we deal with that, but the heavy goes down finally. He takes a grenade to the face, and there is the boat. Christian's back on the mounted gun dealing with them, and you can see he puts them down pretty quickly. And then there's just one guy around here being a bit annoying, and so I take him down. Yay! Melee kill. And I don't know if there's extra experience for melee kill. I kind of hope there is, but there's certainly awards for it. Just a few guys left now. Sorry, I thought that melee guy was the last one there. That was the last guy. So we finish up, and the captain comes in, and we sit around. And it's a bit weird out of focus there. I'm not sure why. But we come around here, and he picks us up, and you're chucked back to the menu for the second mission. And we found this encrypted data. It's 4 CDs. And the deal with that is you go to... I leveled up. Yay, level 8. And unlock some good bits and pieces. MP5, which I ended up using, the 44 Magnum, the flak vest, which protects you from explosions, not shot, good game, there's some finishing moves, and some decoding stuff. So I went and had a look at the decoding, and the idea is you use a decoder, and you can unlock the second one by going to farcryoutpost.com or downloading the mobile app for iPhone or Android. And I've got that now, so I've got both unlocked. But then you go into the decoder section here and select one of the ones to decode. And it takes 10 minutes or more to decode. But you can carry on playing during that time, which we didn't realise at first. We went to make coffee instead. But when it unlocks, you basically get a random prize. You'll see here, I'll click it in a second, hopefully. There we go, and 10 minutes, 9:59, and so on. So when you finish decoding, you get a random prize. I think I didn't record what this one decoded to, but this one was 500 experience. And then you can just set the decoder off again and go back to playing the game. Anyway, hope you found that interesting. See you in the next one. Bye!